Welcome to Whose Line Is It Anyway, the improvisation show which puts the performers on the spot and hopefully does make a drama out of a crisis. Featuring this week the Buddy Holly of mirth, Greg Proops. Also starring the Henry VIII of hilarity, Mike McShane. Co-starring the King Kong of comedy, Ryan Stiles. And finally, the Hugh Grant of slapstick, Tony Sattery. The performers now. We'll have to get through tonight, and we're going to start with a game called Film and Theatre Styles. Ryan and Greg, if you'd like to come on down, they have to act out a little scene, which I'll give them in a moment. But here the audience has to suggest, if you would, some film styles, some theatre styles, even TV, radio stuff.
Bill and Ted!
Bill and Ted.
Yeah. Baywatch!
Baywatch, oh yes, good one. Any more from around here, from my friends? Valerie Singleton? Are you pointing out that she's over there, or are you... She's over there! Oh, well, welcome, Valerie. Valerie Singleton, well, so Blue Petery style. Children's, so we'll have to make it Sesame Street for Americans. Any more?
Cable shopping.
Cable shopping? You buy a lot of cables, do you? OK, so I'll give you... this is a scene. Thank you. Two high-tech thieves breaking into a gallery. OK? And I'll give you some styles when I can decipher my writing.
Oh my God, the door's already open, Bill.
Baywatch.
The door's open for you to get in and rescue those jewels, man.
All right, I'm gonna start running, and the faster I run, the slower I go. Hang on.
Cable shopping.
You can see that Ryan has on a delightful pair of infrared spectacles. Why don't you just show how those work, Ryan?
You can see in the dark. How much would you pay for these? 69 pounds?
Oh, more than that.
89 pounds?
Oh, much, much more.
How about your firstborn male child?
Why, I'd kill it. Come here now, and you'll also receive this. Oh, yes. It's a laser engraver. Do you have tatty junk laying all around your kitchen that you want your name on so everyone knows what a loser you are?
Hey, I could use one of those.
How much would you pay for it?
22 pounds?
More than that.
89 pounds?
Oh, no, much more than that.
All my autographed pictures of Cilla Black?
Hey.
OK, let's end on a racing film.
Oh, my God, it's the lap car. They found us.
I wish we had a... Look at this, a high-speed Formula One racer.
Hang on, we're going over the ramp.
OK, thank you very much. That's on there. Thank you. OK, all right. I must say that reached a stunning climax after about a minute and then went on for another 10, but they're very good. I'll give you lots of points for that. 3,000 points there, very good. As we move on to a game called Remote Control, this is for, well, all four of you, if you'd like to come on down. The simple idea behind this programme is that each of 4 television channels are all dealing with the same topic at the same time, but from their different angles. So, Greg, you're doing like an Oprah Winfrey-style programme, which you might have in America as well. Mike McShane, you're a wrestler, or wrestling programme, WWF Wrestling.
OK.
Ryan, you're ER, or one of those hospital shows. And Tony, an episode of Brookside, OK? But, oh, a popular choice, that one. But they're all dealing with the same topic, so what topic do you think that would be? A delightfully feminine proposition for an all-male cast. I think it might be slightly beyond them. Any more? An earthquake. All right, so earthquakes is the problem, or the situation, and I'll buzz between the various channels as the fancy takes me, starting with Channel 3, which is Ryan.
It was hard to do the operation with the ground shaking like it was. We put Bill on the stretcher. I knew him well. He was my next-door neighbor. He needed a solid fist in the head, and I, Captain Casualty, are the man to give it to him. Yeah, bring him on over here. He won't need a stretcher. He'll need to be unstretched.
Greg,
Today on the program, premenstrual syndrome, the bastards that inflicted on women, earthquakes, and stuff that fall down. We're gonna go into the house. We got someone out here who has an opinion. I got an opinion on it. The house shook and stuff fell all over the place. I like to lose my mind. I say leave him. Don't buzz me, I ain't done talking yet. Get your bald English standing ass back in the house. Your stuff all in my face with your tie and your Cambridge good looks. I have my opinion is what I...
Tony.
Artie, no, there's an earthquake and Brookside's falling down. Hey, no, it's only because the houses are made of cardboard. No, stop. That's Cilla Black.
Mike.
Yeah, everything's falling down because I gave him a double butch body slam onto that canvas.
Ryan.
We should put him out for the kidney transplant. He lied there. I looked at him sympathetically, knowing he wouldn't make it through because I was the most handsome doctor in the world and really knew nothing about the medical field. I sliced in, opened them up, and looked inside.
Sorry, I dozed off there. Greg.
It feels like we're having an earthquake in the studio right now. I wonder if the audience can react.
Thank you. I think those TV programs are going really well, but I've decided to take up reading instead, and I'll give 95 points to everybody and hope all the programs get bought by Channel 4. We're going to a game called Film Dub. This is for Ryan and Greg, if you'd like to come down. And I've got a film here from which the original soundtrack has been removed. You have to add a new soundtrack. You have to include this story, You're Two Compulsive Gamblers. I think it'll fit in with the film, which will be starting any second now.
Hey, where can a guy get some fun around here? And what is this enormous tit you have your hand on? Buddy?
It's no tit. No. What it is it's a homemade roulette wheel. This thing's gonna make us a fortune. This thing's gonna put us to the top, my friend. Oh. Yeah, I'm just gonna write down all the instructions here.
Hey.
Wow, what an idea. What an idea.
What?
Hey, don't interrupt me when I'm writing.
My God, my chest, I think it's on fire.
Hey, it's burnt out every eyebrow on your face.
I'll bet you that I can live through this fire.
Yeah, my friend. Hey, who am I?
Napoleon?
Right. Wait a minute, I heard something.
Hey, me too.
What the hell? That looks a lot like the nipple of my ex-wife.
What
the hell is it?
Hey, who invited the chicks?
Okay. Who invited the chicks? Very good. So let's do a game. Oh, 1,000,000 points to Greg for that. As we go to a game now called Song Stars, Mike McShane is going to make up here in the studio a song about something you might find in the boot of a car. So can somebody think of something you might find in the boot of a car? Little Red Triangle. Now, you've worked on that. That's very good. You work for the AA, don't you? You've got Little Red Triangle is, now can you do it as a German drinking song? Okay, you can do it in English, but a German drinking song, Little Red Triangle. Where you go, Mike McShane with Richard Ranch.
I love my little triangle. I like to watch it dangle from my ship. Now won't I like to see it go shoop boom, boom. I have a little Volvo and it starts to revolvo. I slap myself silly.
Okay. Suddenly transported we were to a cabaret in Old Berlin. Brilliant.
You see me in the Gert Frobe men's dance troupe later on.
I always do, in my dreams. Now let's go on to a game called The World's Worst. It's for all four contestants to come step forward to the world's worst step. And step forward when you come up with examples of the world's worst person to be a Cub Scout leader. Step forward, I'll buzz and I get the idea what you're doing.
Now, what you do is you take these plants here and you let them dry. Give me the skins.
What do you mean you kids don't want to hike across the desert? You're all going.
Well, you kids shouldn't be up this time of night.
Okay, children, pay attention. The first rule of Cub Scouting is you must learn to accept pain.
Well, actually, Jimmy, I got this merit badge for drowning my wife.
Okay, we've put a little something special in all the cookies we're going to sell this year.
Well, that looks about like I ate everything and drank all the water, and we're, what, 50 miles from any place?
I spent a lot of time making those frilly pink uniforms, and I expect you boys to wear them.
And as you can see, when we connect all of Billy's pimples, we get something that looks like a sailboat.
And each of their bodies were found horribly mutilated with their skin pulled up over the head. Good night.
Did I scare anyone?
And now we look for some leaves.
Thank you very much. Well, we work out the price out. We'll have a break. See you after that. Bye. Okay, welcome back. All right, disturbingly, the biggest cheer of the night going to the adverts as we go into a game called Props. Now, we're divided into two pairs of two for this. Ryan and Tony, you've got to come up with as many different ways of using that item as you... Well, at the same time, the other pairing have to come up with ways of using those. Oh, they look fun. So we're starting over there with Ryan and Tony.
Today, we say goodbye to Orson Welles.
I hate Thanksgiving, I'll tell you that.
That's quite a blackhead.
I said this kabuki play ain't big enough for the both of us.
All right, partner, son.
You have a table for Atlas?
Hello, I'm Elsa Clench. Welcome to Style.
Hello, welcome to the world of hemorrhoids. Now,
Now, the dwarf version of the Mikado.
well, will you look at that? Sister Bernadette sat on the fire extinguisher again.
I just thought the flashlights were a tacky way to bring the planes in.
Thank you. Very good. I always like that game, whether it works or doesn't, and I'll give 1,000,000 points there. As we go on to, what's it called? Scene to music now. This is for Greg and Mike. If you'd like to come on down, they're going to act out a scene in the style of some music, which we'll play in, just to confuse them. But the scene is this. Mike is about to get married and is asking Greg, his flatmate, to move out. I'm sure we've all been through this life experience, trying to get rid of Greg. But there is... playing some... Oh, come on.
See? See how they side with me? We held an election right now. Woo! Loser!
Yeah. Get somebody as good as Clinton then, wouldn't we? Now we'll play some music in. We'll play
Why the bitterness? You have a job.
So where you go?
She said yes.
Hey, congratulations, dude.
Great, man.
That's so great, man. Just the three of us living here together. It is going to be so awesome. I really love Virginia. I really love her. I'll be really glad when she moves in with us, Mike.
That's the problem, Greg.
Problem?
I don't want to make a big deal out of this, but you can't stay here anymore. You're scaring the dogs. You're scaring Virginia.
Mike! Mike! I can't believe you'd ask me to leave after all the times I inhabited your brain.
I can't take it anymore. It's you she loves. You in my brain, with me and her, and your brain in me. I don't...
Cluck like a chicken, Mike. Now who's going to move where, Mike?
I'll go out in the backyard.
Thank you very much. I don't have to tell you that Greg Proops is in the lead at the moment, mainly because he isn't. As we go on to a game called News Report, this involves Greg Proops pretending he's in a TV programme, which shouldn't be too difficult. He's in the studio here with a stool, and Mike is an expert with him, sitting on another stool, or the same one if he wants. The other two, Tony's in the field as a reporter, Ryan is anybody he happens to meet. It's a news report, but it's not about a serious topic. It's about the Three Little Pigs. That famous old tale. Three Little Pigs, when the music starts, you take it up there, oh, anchorman, you.
Good evening. I'm unusually thick. And welcome to Scary Tales, where we get behind what's actually going on in fairy tales. The Three Little Pigs, houses, and wolves. We have a doctor with us who's an expert on both porcine nature and lupine nature. Dr. Heath Knifnif. Doctor.
Thank you very much for having me on. Well, the pig and the wolf problem goes as far back as early pig and early wolf. Actually, naturally born enemies, yet at the same time, mutually attracted to each other. This strange dance of pork and teeth, as we call it.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to cut you off in mid-sentence and go to the field where we have Chuck Dackley. Chuck!
Yes, thanks very much, unusually. The person I've got with me is just someone who came along. It's the big bad wolf. Now, I understand you're terrorizing these pigs. Why?
That's right. I'm gonna huff, and I'm gonna puff, and I'm gonna blow them.
And what's the purpose?
Down.
Well, I just need a couple of minutes alone with the big bad wolf. And so, back to you, unusually.
Thank you, Chuck. Doctor, the wolf seems to be a stranger type of wolf. Not as menacing, not as aggressive. A caring, sharing wolf for the 90s.
Yes, he's a wolf whose teeth have been blunted by the major economic policies of the United States. However, nonetheless, he's a bloodthirsty son of a bitch, however louche he may seem.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to cut you off, even though you weren't talking. Chuck Dackley is out in the field with someone else. Chuck!
Thanks, unusually. I've got someone with me now. We haven't been introduced. Who are you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm covering the Little Red Riding Hood story.
Oh.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you, Chuck, and thank you for interrupting. Doctor, any last thoughts on pigs?
It's better to have a pig in a poke than a wolf in a convertible.
I think no one can possibly disagree with that. We'll see you next week.
Brilliant. Easily the best news report we've done this evening, as I give 5,000 words. And we go on to a game called Hands Through. Ryan and Mike are going to act out a situation. If you'd like to come on down. To make it easy for Ryan, Greg will be providing the hands and arms for him. But this Ryan Greg creature will be a surgeon. And Mike, you'll be what I think is called a scrub nurse, helping at the operation. Away you go.
Let's just put our mask on, shall we?
All right.
Down here, I'll grab mine. Just tie that around the face.
Can I help you with that, doctor?
If you would, please, nurse.
There you go.
I have to say, let me say right off the bat, there can't be anything between us in the future, in case you're thinking that way. All right, if we could anesthetize the patient.
There we go. Very good, doctor. There's the anesthetic there. Thank you. Okay.
It's all righty. Just a little in the corner. I've got this bad tooth. There we go. All right, let's stick it
I think you should
right
say
in
some.
there.
Okay, very good.
There we go. He's anesthetized.
Okay,
He's out like a light.
Here, you'll want to use some gas.
All right, some gas. As if I haven't got enough.
No.
Oh, hey.
Why don't we just start exploring lightly? Here we go.
All right.
Here's something for you to start working with. Thank you.
Let's get down in here,
Okay.
shall we? Here we go.
what's in there, doctor?
I could just
There we
make
go.
a little incision
Whoa.
here. Seems to have some sort of... looks like I've taken out the spleen.
Actually, that's the heart, but...
Hey, who's the doctor here?
I'm sorry.
Me or you? It's a spleen, it's a damn spleen.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Must be something else in here I can check out. You're going to be fine, sir. Fine. Let's get back in there. Okay. Oh, my God. Well, there's the problem. There's the problem right there.
He's been to a Japanese restaurant.
Too much sushi for this man. It's known as the flipper complex. And here, that'd be a heart. All right, let's dig back down in here. Oh,
Isn't that cute?
Is it cute? Let me tell you about something like this.
Yes, doctor.
You get a duck blowing on one of your bladders, you've got troubles, my friend. Troubles. Let me say something else.
Let me take
You're
that
the
from
most
your dog.
unattractive nurse I've ever seen in my life.
You're not so good with yourself.
Well, I think he's empty now. Let's just get back. Let me get down into there. He's all right now.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah. Well, okay. What a disturbing world that conjured up as we go into Hoedown. This is a game for all 4 contestants. They're going to make up a song on the spot in the form of a hoedown, if you'd like to come on down, with the assistance of Richard Ranch at the piano. And can we have a suggestion of a human vice this hoedown could be about?
Frogs.
Frogs? What? That is a surreal suggestion. Drink.
Fine.
Okay, drinking. So excessive drinking, a vice. Away you go.
I used to like the booze, I used to like the chicken, but now I get my kicks going out toad licking. I go out to the desert and find myself a frog and lick it psychedelic back till I'm high as a dog.
Out on the plains there ain't no liquor store. There's just some big cactus and not very much more. But the agave, I tell you, gives the juice. You put it in, let it ferment, it really cuts you loose.
And then I cut it off.
Drinking lots of liquor can go right to your head. Well, one day I drank so much that I woke and I was dead. Oh, drinking, it really takes some nerve, but at least I'm dead. Hey, I am well preserved.
Okay, excellent. And, right. Okay, well done. And taking out the points, I see it's unusual. It's a draw between all 4 contestants, so well done, all 4 of you. The prize is 3D credits in a style of my choosing. Can you do it as an all-boy group giving messages to your fans? You're a teen, popular, sexy group. You seem obvious enough. And it just remains for me to thank Greg Proops, Mike McShane, Ryan Stiles, Tony Satty, Richard Francis, panelist, me, Clive Anderson, saying good night. Good night.
We really like our fans, Richard Branch especially. It's a message for you. Stay off the dope. Just say
Yeah,
no.
man. You know, Mark McLaughlin, you know we had some tough times over in Minneapolis, but we still think you're our brother, man.
Gina Cromwell, stop hanging around the dressing rooms, okay?
Yeah.
None of us dig you, man.
That's right.
Allison, Lorna, and Christine, I want you more than words can tell, but I'm a Virgo, so I can't.
And John Farrar, remember that night in Leeds in the Novotel?
Denise O'Donoghue.